Yo, 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 yo. What up, family? I put my headphones on today. Maybe it will reduce the background noise from the truck. So, I was just sitting here and I did my calculations of how much time I have in a day for all of the things that I would like to partake in. So, the list of stuff that I have, it all pertains to everything I would need to do moving forward. You feel me? Everything. So the only thing is, I work a lot of hours, but I'm seeing a lot of discrepancies where I can fit time to do what it is that I want to do. And not just to do what I want to do, but to do what needs to be done without procrastinating on the situation. Like last night, so the last 2 days, I've been the first day. So Friday, I sat there. I created a whole list of stuff I would really like to do, stuff I would really like to still partake in, and I seen the feasibility in sitting down and still being able to conquer these challenges, conquer these things on my list, and I seen the possibility of me being able to do it. But I was also acknowledging how much time that this could potentially take away from me later when I get to a point where, I want to trade full time, right? But then today I sat here and I'm like, okay, well, all of these things that I want to do on my list, they're going to potentially take me about 6 hours. And that's without doing really good time management, which that's something that I've actually picked up on these last, I say 8 years that I've just noticed, bro. It's time management and the effort that you're willing to give. And obviously some other factors. So you've got momentum, consistency, right? And the willness. And I am going to do these things. It's just a matter of when. Now I'm looking at them like, damn, by the time I actually get to the point where I would be comfortable posting these things, I'm gonna be out already too deep to have consistency. And another thing, this will allow me to have more consistency, more momentum, and it will allow me to get started now. Instead of me waiting and being like, all right, I'm gonna save all of these vlogs. All right, I'm gonna save all of these self-talks or these brainstorms. I'm gonna save all of these for later, right? I might call these self-talks, but I'm gonna call these brainstorms. I like the brainstorm, man. You know what I'm saying? I already made the video sequence. Like I've got the whole series already created. So it's like last night, man, it's just I was sitting there, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this might be a lot of shit. But then also I was trying to not do too much shit while I'm driving. Bro, I drive more than 10 hours a day. So me sitting here in dead ass silence, 'cause I don't really listen to too much music right now. I've been trying to just either sit here doing nothing or sit here listening to motivational or some type of Forex content. But sometimes, bro, you gotta take risks. Sometimes you gotta take the risk. Sometimes you gotta take risks because you don't know if you will have just try. You don't know what will have had happen. So you gotta just try. You know. Um, you gotta just try, bro. That's the big thing is just try it. Um, and yeah, man, there's this one thing that I've got on my list, right? And I took off back testing off of my list, right? The reason why I took back testing off of my list, I seen the interchangeability between back testing and forward testing, right? So forward testing, I'm literally doing the same strategy every single day anyways, you know? And I want to back test every day, but I don't have the time freedom to be able to back test every day. and it be beneficial, right? But I'm able to forward test. I'm able to forward test every day, and it's beneficial in a back testing sense as well. Because in the future, I don't want to, trade every day. I would like to find A plus setups, which they might come every other day, maybe 3 times a week. It all depends on what the market has. But I'm able to get those practice shots in every day, still by forward testing, which is my back testing. So it's maybe I need to fix my psychology on my to-do, on my daily routine, and maybe it needs to say testing session instead of a forward testing session, or instead of a back testing session. All it has to say is testing session, strategy testing session, because that's what I'm doing. I'm literally just testing my strategy as I'm doing this Premier Funding prop firm challenge. And another thing too, guys, it might not be called Premier Funding. I like Premier because it's fire, but I've been really on this Trade Hub C shit. So it might be like Trade Hub C Funding or Trade Hub C prop firm. So that's more than likely what it'll be, like Trade Hub C firm or something like that. If I ever do create my own broker, I want it to be Forex.com or Oanda, something that's regulated in the USA. And then later, after that shit's built out, then I would start to pick and dabble at a third-party one that has got crazy ass leverage and shit. That I'll start from a different country. I don't know what country, but yeah, yeah. So that's where my mindset is on the things that I have going. And the funny thing is I wrote them all down on Friday, right? Saturday came, I didn't touch any of them. I took it all off because I'm like, bro, why am I trying to do so much? I'm supposed to be studying and practicing on trading, right? I'm supposed to be studying and practicing on trading. But yo, there's so many people in this world, bro, that have children, have businesses, they go out to eat, they do all of these things, and they still excel in the area that they have. So all I hear for myself is excuses. Literally, feel me? All I hear for myself is excuses. Well, shit. I'm just having excuses on my belt, bro. So I wanna say they're excuses, but look, the more time you put into that one craft, Kobe Bryant said, I don't know if he said it like this exactly, but he basically was saying everybody's putting their eggs in all these different baskets. He's like, well, shit, what if I put all my eggs in this one basket? So, not focusing on all of these other things and still focusing only on trading, how can I lose? How can I lose if I'm only focused on trading, bro? You know? All these other things together, and even with my trading. So my trading shit might take me, like I said, bro, all that shit that I have, maybe like an hour. So let's say all of it takes me an hour. Obviously, besides from the, I forgot. I had a foreign text. But all of that shit should take me like an hour. Let's say all that trading should take me like an hour. Then what I could do, instead of me being like, oh, I'm about to focus in on all these other things that have nothing to do with trading, and I just left the job to go full time and be in trading. What the fuck am I doing? Why the fuck did I leave the job if I'm not gonna be focused on the bag? And then another thing too is some of these things that I'd be doing aren't even gonna be getting me the bag. Some of them are just gonna, later they're gonna assist the bag, but they're not getting me a bag. Feel me? And I wanna say somebody trying to be a billionaire and aiming hard and actually walking in that position is you gotta be willing to just drop shit. Change shit when you wanna change shit, how you gotta change shit. And remove the shit that is not necessary. Literally, that is 1,000% not necessary. You know another thing though? I don't know that. But you know another thing I figured out is that shit is cap. Look at all the billionaires in the world, bro. Look at Rihanna, look at Kanye, look at fucking Taylor Swift, look at Kim, look at Kylie. There's a lot of shit that they don't have to do that they've done that they didn't have to do to get where they are. So I guess some of the things I have on there is more about life than just work. But it still pertains to having to do some type of work. And I guess I'm making up an excuse if I'm saying that 10 to 12 hours a day of straight trading isn't good enough. Because let's be honest, bro. After about 6 hours, 5 hours, I'm going to start getting tired of sitting at that chart. You know? I'm going to get tired of sitting there and hold on. And I'm probably not going to want to do that. I'm just making up an excuse, man. I'm just trying to make sure that my excuses is valid or they're whack. But 10 hours, bro, 10 to 12 hours, time managing my shit every day, I'm making up an excuse. Like, so today I started doing all of this shit right here, right now, 15 minutes ago. So 7:15 a.m. There's some things that I really won't do while I'm driving. And there's gonna be some things that I can do while I'm still driving, like this right here. And there's a couple other things that I do on the side. I can get it done, bro. I just want to make sure that like I'm making the right choice, man, for later. But if I have 10 hours, even 8 hours, even 8 hours of sitting on the charts, studying and actually studying, not, oh, I'm on my phone half this time, I'm doing this half this time. No, actually studying. Another thing as well, guys, before I end this combo, is when I was doing data governance and I was studying data governance a few months back, I was I actually noticed something. So I've been watching this thing called ASMR. If you guys been listening to some of my my brainstorms, and if you watch some of my vlogs, and if you watch some of my trade breakdowns, that has been something that I've been, just adding. But the truth of it is, when I was doing data governance and I wasn't focused, I wasn't as focused as I could have been. Uh, but once I removed ASMR, bro, literally my studying went from 0 to 10. So, or not 0 to 10, but like a 5 to a 10, a 5 to an 8. Like, if you and I was in a room and I was in a closet, and all I had to do was just focus on this one thing. But I had that as well, which just assisted in me being distracted. But once I removed it, now I was no longer distracted. So that's going to be something I'm going to be thinking about removing. I brought it back in February. I stopped for a few months. I brought it back in February. And yeah. But other than that, family, I am gonna try. I am gonna try to stick. I don't even want to do it, dog. I'm telling y'all, family, I don't even want to do it. I just don't want to add nothing else to my list. But today I didn't want to wake up, bro, and drive. I kept telling myself 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Ended up being an hour and a half. So with that being said, though, family, peace and love, peace to the earth, peace to the universe, peace to the guys, and peace to God, family. I'll keep y'all updated tomorrow and let y'all know what's going on. Peace to all beings, family. Peace and love.